Hello, welcome to today's session, Learn, Aspire, Achieve. In the previous video, we learned about the utility of the class register, basing most importantly on learning how to fill the curriculum. In today's video, we are going to focus on marking the attendance as well as filling in activity of students in classes. On Monday 29th of September, which is shown on the screen, as you can see, all curriculum have been filled. Like for the year 8 science, the paper chromatography here is the curriculum, which is the equivalent for the lesson planning of the day. So this is the topic that is going to be taught, that was taught on that specific day. So say, for example, I switch the date to today, which is October 1st. I only filled the curriculum in the previous video, and now I want to show how to mark the attendance. So say, for example, this one is the Form 3 class, and I want to mark the attendance. What I'll do is, just next to the briefcase that shows the plans and preparations here, we will click on the two avatar images. These are like profiles here, where we have 0/23, and this is where we mark the attendance. When you click on that, you're able to see all the students that attend in that class. When it's green like this, it means all the students are present. Say, for example, let me use a previous date. So here, let me just use today's. If I'm marking attendance, let's say, for example, I take the grade 8 class. The grade 8 class has 4 students. So let's say I am marking attendance for this class. When you're marking attendance, this is the procedure. When it's green, it means the student is in. All you have to do is click on the circle that possesses the tick. When you click on this means the student is absent. When you click it again, that means the student is late. When you click it one more time, that means the student left earlier. So they did not sit through the entire session. And how you go about editing this is you press the duration and you fill in the minutes that the students left earlier. A lesson is 40 minutes. So if they left 10 minutes before time, you click on 10 minutes. That means the student left the class 10 minutes earlier when they were not supposed to. Alright, so generally duration left earlier is for a few minutes less than 5, but if minutes are greater than 5 or 5, you fill in the specific minutes with which the student was either late or they left the class earlier. So remember, green means the student is present, red means the student is absent. This means the student is late by a few minutes or more, you specify, and left earlier means the student left earlier, left before time. So that is pretty much it on the attendance. That's how you mark your attendance. I'll speak about the activity. Once you've marked the attendance, what you want to do is you'll click on save. So say, for example, let me mark for this. The future perspective, I expect these students to be present and maybe one of them to be absent. It will be corrected during the session. Then I click on save. Once I've clicked on save, then that attendance is marked. The 1/4, the 1 shows the absent student, the 4 shows the number of students in the class. If it's 0/something and I've marked the attendance, that means all the students are present. We can look at Tuesday's attendance. So in year 7, we had 1 student absent. In grade 9, some students have been having issues with network, so that's why we have a high absence. In grade 8, we've had 1 student absent so far. So that's just to show you how it looks like. So when you mark attendance, the number that comes forth before, that one shows the students that are absent. The number that comes after shows you the total number of students. So that is pretty much it. The other function of the class register is to record activity of students in class. And this one we do by going over the lesson just here. Like say for the grade 9, I can click on the arrow, inverted arrow here. That one is where I'm able to get that information. When I click on this, it brings me an extra menu. It shows whether I should add a lesson, modify, group it, cancel, and activity in class is over here. The activity in class helps to monitor student behavior. So you will select activity in class and then open it. Now in this class, say for example, I could fill in and say maybe this student all you have to do is to click on the student's name. I could click on the student's name and then I enter activity. It's a bit of a direct note. So behavior positive, I can say the student works hard, asks engaging questions, looks for solutions, and then I add them like that. And then when there is a negative to be noted about the student, I still do the same. Let's say, for example, the student maybe is unfocused, missing tools, disturbs, and all that. I can be able to note this information based on how the student behaves. So in your feeling activity for the student, it helps you to mark behavior, since behavior is part of the assessment. So now when we look at Gary's list, we see that the student is diligent and all that. When you click on overview, you can also add activity from this end. All I have to click is that plus button and say, for example, the student is missing homework, and I could add that. And as you can see, it appears there. But since this is not the case, I'll just get rid of that. That's it for today's session. Remember, keep practicing and exploring, questioning and growing. Learn, aspire, achieve.